What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
And this is not presented by Our Damn Selves.
Our Damn Selves.
Episode 253. Take two is what we're going to call it.
Take two.
We
just part B.
About an hour ago or something like that. Shout out to Feast who decided to interrupt. We all know we mentioned on the first one. I forgot what we said and what we didn't. It's all mixed together. We mentioned that as we record this is the 4th birthday of little Khalil.
Yes,
boy,
my baby,
who was actually had his first moments in the public on this podcast 4 years ago.
Yes.
We made
that a first maybe in podcast?
Yeah. We made some podcast history, with a newborn on the podcast. Yeah. I don't know if that's ever happened, but we had a newborn on the podcast.
Yeah, because you could hear him if he was getting his first they were washing his little hair.
First diaper change, all of that happened on the podcast. All of that.
Mm-hmm. He was just, because I literally had just had him like an hour before we had recorded the podcast. Yeah. So
we go. As we recorded the second time, Feast decided to show up to give his birthday gift.
Yes.
Me, I dropped by earlier, but I did mine before the podcast. I knew we were recording. I said, let me just drop this stuff.
Right.
Do what we do. But Feast unannounced and showed up. Hey, happy birthday.
That's the way he rolls. We've been knowing him 40 plus years. So this is our brother we've known for 40 plus years. So I mean, we get it.
He showed up here. I wouldn't have let him know I'm talking shit.
Nah. Like I said, my list of people who could show up unannounced in my house is pretty much people that if you grew up in mom's house, like if we were at mom's house, you can show up unannounced. Like that's it. That's all. Anybody else, I'm like,
Except Feast.
I'm like, you better call me. But the kids were so happy to see him because they haven't seen Uncle Feast in a while. So he dropped off their birthday gifts and, you dropped off birthday gifts. So the kids are just so, like, they're going to be playing with birthday gifts for a while. They got a lot of love from family, a lot of love.
That was a perfect time to purge off a lot of that old shit. Yeah, to get real. So while they're not paying attention to it. Because they're going to be focused on the new stuff. Yeah.
I'm about to purge. I'm getting rid of that.
Because like I said, how kids are, like they won't be thinking about it till you mention it.
I was playing with that. No, you weren't.
No, you didn't.
I found stuff under their beds in their room. And I'm like, this is stuff like, it's under your bed. So obviously you're not using it. Obviously.
So now is the perfect time to quietly get rid of some of that stuff that they're not using.
Yeah, especially the stuff if it says like 12 months to 36 months. It's like nobody in this house is 36 months. All that has to go. Everything, all that is gone.
You won't miss the old stuff if you're playing with the new stuff.
You got to, though. You got to trick these kids sometimes because they will have you up here looking like Hoarders Part 3.9. And you'll be like,
that stuff. Yeah.
You'll be hoarding everything. It's like, we're not going to be hoarders. We're not doing that in this house. We're not. We're purging. We're getting rid of stuff. So, I'm thankful for my village. I just keep on saying that. I'm thankful and I'm blessed for my village. I am.
Shout out to Feast, who said, y'all starting this shit over here. God damn it.
We love you, Feast. We love you.
We'll pause it and then pick it back up and say, it'd be funnier to roast them. So let's just start.
No, we love him. We love him. We love him.
That's the reason why. I think it'll be funny if we just start over and make fun of him, then try to fix the one we did already. But it's all good. What else? WrestleMania weekend for all my wrestling fans. I want to touch on that real quick.
WrestleMania 38,
baby.
38.
WrestleMania 38.
WrestleMania is 40, almost.
I remember the first one. Yeah. First one I actually saw live as it happened, like it was on closed circuit then. There wasn't no pay-per-view. It's closed circuit. We had to go to a fucking place and watch it somewhere else.
What?
TV.
What?
That took me and Feast, took us to the closed circuit. Yeah. WrestleMania 2 was the first one I saw. Yeah. So the second one we actually saw.
WrestleMania 3 was Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant, right?
That's the WrestleMania to me. WrestleMania.
That was 3, right?
3 is the WrestleMania.
Okay, see, that's the one I remember because I remember you had the poster. You had the stare down poster in your room. I remember that.
Yeah, but it was the first one I actually saw live as it happened on closed circuit TV back then. Closed circuit. So it all ties together because Feast was that dad took me and Feast to see WrestleMania 2. Yeah. And I remember, and that's where it started. That's when I really started getting into wrestling around.
That's when you fell in love with wrestling. It was official at that point.
I'd been watching a little bit before that, but seeing that WrestleMania, I was like, okay, like this.
You're like, this is the greatest thing on earth, basically.
And then, like I said, we're WrestleMania weekend, all of the festivities they do, like Hall of Fame was one of them. It went in this year, The Undertaker, the legend, the phenom, the dead Undertaker. Pretty cool. Seeing somebody you grew up watching, like who finally is getting his flowers while he's still here. Shout out to the legendary Undertaker.
3 years he did.
30,
hell of a career.
1990 to 20. 30 years. Crazy stuff.
I like on his last match, and they had the hologram of Paul Bearer. I was like, it made me shed a little tear. I was like,
oh yes, my
the urn, yeah.
Classic stuff.
They were the best. Like the 80s and 90s, it was just like it was just about that era. Like it was just.
It was just special.
It was. It was like
because we were kids then, but it was just special.
It was the best, yeah. I stopped watching wrestling like when it got like all the sucking. I stopped watching by then.
Attitude, like that's what a lot.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it by then. I did.
Like is that, which Undertaker was also part of. Yeah, Undertaker. He had switched his first. He was like a cult leader during that time, and then he became the biker. He was playing with his character a little bit during that time. Yeah.
I didn't like the biker. I liked him with like, he looked like the Undertaker, like how the Back to the Future Undertaker. I liked him like that. That's what I liked. I liked that Undertaker.
He was a cult leader a little while with the Ministry of Darkness. I'm being a nerd now. And then after that, he switched to the biker when he was the American Badass.
I didn't like the biker.
He switched up the character a couple times during that era.
I didn't.
Then he went back to the dead man because people said just go back to the old shit. Yeah.
He got the hat and he.
We don't like the biker. We don't like the cult. Go back to the old
tombstone. See, I still remember the move, the tombstone.
Go back to that.
Yeah.
But since we got all of that out of the way, let's talk about the shit that's been talked about by you, your mama, your mama's mama, and your mama's mama. It's been running to the ground to death, but we're going to run it one more time because Oscars happened after we had recorded.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. I've been living under a rock for the last week. I've been under this rock for a while now.
Well, since you didn't watch the Oscars, I will tell you what happened.
You help me give it? Will you help me give them under this rock?
Oscars, yeah. I will explain.
Joking, I watched it. I watched some of it. I watched that part.
Even people that didn't watch saw that shit. Yeah, I saw the slap.
It was about 8 o'clock.
Aren't into that stuff that like fuck these award shows, they corny, but they definitely saw that slap because everybody.
It was about maybe 8-ish when I turned it on because I was trying to get the kids ready for bed. I was, like winding down Sunday night, getting ready for bed, getting ready for school for the week. That's why I turned it on late.
Ironically, yeah, the whole reason why I decided to watch the Oscars because it seemed like it was Will Smith's year. Because like all signs were pointing at him getting that Oscar, and I wanted to see that moment. Like, it's crazy. That's like the irony, the reason why I watched the shit.
Right, because it's like that was a coveted moment because it's like he's been chasing.
Because I might have sat that year at the Oscars out.
What, 20 years?
The Oscars out. Yeah, I might have sat it out. He had
been chasing for like 20 years, right?
I believe it was 2001, 2000, something like that. Whatever, 2000.
Yeah, he's been chasing it for like 20 years.
Yeah, whatever year Ali came out, like the early 2000s. That was his first nomination. And then Pursuit of Happiness, he got nominated again. He wanted to get nominated for the Concussion, to Tell the Truth.
Tell the truth.
He didn't get nominated that year, like what you're gonna cut back to that. The year that didn't happen, what Chris Rock said that year. We're gonna cover all of that. Yeah. And then so this is like really his Will's third nomination, the fourth one that he could have won, yeah. But he actually won for the King Richard. But that's not what anybody remembers.
I still haven't seen, but I am going to watch it. I just haven't had a chance to watch it yet. So I know it's on HBO Max, so I'm going to watch it. Yeah.
Available now on HBO.
So everybody is like going back to what happened. So I'm not going to keep reliving that because we all saw the slap. We saw it. We saw what happened.
We saw the G.I. Jane 2 joke. We saw him walk. Yeah.
A joke that wasn't funny. Like, it wasn't funny.
It wasn't funny. It was about a 25-year-old movie. Is like,
right.
But it's a joke.
Well, you had to go like this, like, oh, like a better, like counter would have been more so like she was she could have been alongside in Black Panther 2. That would have been a better comparison because Black Panther 2 is relevant. G.I. Jane wasn't. It's like that. And there's Black people in Black Panther, and it's Black Panther for the culture. So it's like that would have been a better, but the G.I. Jane, it just really fell flat. Like, it was like, that's why the audience was like,
he chuckled, and then when Jada made the face, which I'm gonna make it, shout out Damon Williams. He did a bit on his live. Yeah, he said because we have the same haircut. That's what Damon said. So I'll steal Damon's joke. Yes, me and Jada got the same haircut. You did. And then that's when all hell broke loose. The slap heard around the world. They calling this. Yeah. And wow, Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me. He's like. And then he's kind of continuing, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Yeah, it was a G about G.I. Jane. I said, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Okay, I will.
Moving on.
Then he had Chris Rock had his Chris Tucker moment after that where he was like,
he was at the deer in headlights.
Pause for a second. And he said, wow, we just had one of the greatest moments in television history right now. And Chris already knew that shit was going to go viral. I'm sure it wouldn't happen because he said it right after that. After he had his Chris,
eyes got like really big, and
wow, we just had one of the greatest moments in television history right now.
Watching the video, like the thing that gets me now, I said we saw that happen, but actually watching the different angles because people who were actually there were uploading their own videos, so you could see what the camera didn't catch. You could see, like, because Mike Rappaport had a video. Somebody else had a video.
I saw was the one where you could see Jada's response during that shit.
After the slap, she was laughing
the whole time. Yeah,
she laughed. She was amused by that.
Now Jada Pinkett is officially the face of toxic women, and I have no problems with that whatsoever. Fuck Jada Pinkett Smith. She's toxic. Will's the dumbass that said that divorce is not an option because he got divorced once before, but Will should have divorced that broad a long time ago, in my opinion.
Way before entanglements, way before that.
Yeah, the entanglement way before that. Like her and August should have just been dating. It shouldn't have been entanglement because like Will should have already divorced her before that even happened.
Because my thing is, it's like, even on her Red Table Talk, I said, because I watched Red Table Talk. I would watch.
Never will.
Not every single episode, but I would like episodes that
I watched the one we talked about when we did Red Bone Table Talk.
Red Bone Table Talk.
Episode I ever watched it. I didn't even watch it. I just saw that clip that went viral. When he's like entanglement, and then he made the face. Like I didn't even watch that episode. The only episode I watched.
I watched it.
That's the only one I watched.
Like I said, I've watched episodes that piqued my interest because it was some good episodes on there, like the one with Lauren London talking about grieving and gun violence. That was really good. Like, episodes like really, really are topics that you really need to hear about. It was a lot of good topics that are like, wow, okay. When they had women on there who warned against getting BBLs, it's been like good topics like that. Like, okay, like this is interesting. I'm gonna watch this. But that whole entanglement, like Marcus and I watched that together at the end when they bad marriage for life, and they fist bumped. Marcus and I were like, what the hell was that? We was like, what is that? Like
he said he wasn't getting divorced. He said divorce is not an option. It's either get divorced or stay in a bad marriage. So I guess his choice was bad marriage for life.
And Marcus and I was like, I guess, like, what the hell? Like, we were confused. Like, what is that? Like, we honestly
confused because this dude said that divorce was not an option. So bad marriage is an option. Yeah.
That's not goals. Like, once again, I tell people, stop looking at people and say relationship goals, because that's not relationship goals. Being in a bad marriage for life, that's not goals. It's just not.
Jada Pinkett Smith is not wife goals.
It's not good for your mental. It's not good. And when I just like the whole thing was there from the beginning. She never wanted to get married because she said on Red Table Talk, The reason why she got married is because she was pregnant with Jaden. We're going to call it spade a spade. She was pregnant with Jaden because she was like about 3 months pregnant when they got married. She said that the whole time she was walking down the aisle, she was sobbing because she did not want to get married. She was crying, not crying tears of joy. Like, wow, I finally found a great man and I found who I want to spend the rest. That's why you should be crying when you're at your wedding. You should be crying tears of joy, not tears of sadness. Like, I don't want to get married. I don't want it. She was crying the whole time. She said that, this is her words, not mine. She said that she never wanted to get married because she had family members, like, I guess nobody really had conventional marriages in her family. And she saw that
comes from a long line of entanglements. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yes. So she was like, hey, I don't need the traditional. And my thing is, I'm a traditional person. I know I want a traditional family and all that. Traditional families ain't for everybody. You have to do what's best for you and yours. If you know if you were square, you know you can't fit into a circle. You know you can't. Like, stop trying to fit into a circle. If you're a square, you can't. I'm a square. I wear that proudly. I'm a square. I don't like toxicity. I don't like drama. I don't I'm good. I don't like, hey, your relationship ain't good if it ain't drama. I like drama free. I don't like drama. I don't like it. No, I'm not with that. No. But if some people thrive on that, I don't. But more power to you. If you thrive on that.
Down is because like I said, once again, if we've all analyzed this clip over and over and over at this point, it's like Will Smith was laughing at the G.I. Jane joke.
He laughed initially at the joke.
It made her face is like, and here's what, and she probably gave him a look. It's like, yeah, you won't let him talk shit.
She did this. This is what she did.
He saw her face.
That's what she did. That's the look that she did. The
sure
roll
looked at him. I'm sure she made eye contact with Will during that too.
The roll around, the look at him, and then
you think that's funny? Like, it was like that.
What you going to do?
Yeah. You think? You laughing? You think that's funny? Huh? Yeah.
And let me preface it by saying
why he had to get up and do what he did, because she looked like, you think that's funny? That's what I.
And this is why I preface with saying this. Will Smith is worth $350 million. I'm comfortable saying 99% of us will never see that type of money in our lifetime. I'm very confident saying that. I'm very confident saying that 99% of us will never see that type of money. And Chris Rock himself is worth $60 million. I'm comfortable saying 98% of us will never see $60 million
I'll say
in our lifetime.
On that shit, yeah.
So basically, you got 98 and 99 percentile.
I say 99.
People ain't never going to see it.
But that's just me.
I'll say it like that.
Making that much money is like not common.
These guys are exceedingly wealthy. Both of these men, very wealthy men. Both of them. They got real money. They're not Negro rich. They got wealth. These men have wealth.
Like Chris Rock himself said, he ain't talking about rich, we talking about wealth. They have wealth.
They got wealth. Both of them got wealth. Both of them do. So if you try to go and you making $50,000 a year, and you try to go because somebody is selling your wife's edges because she ain't got edges, and you go out there, you slap somebody because your wife don't, it's not going to end the same for you. 50,000 versus 60 million. It's not the same.
I want to know how many cats are dead or like in jail, like in the ground or in the penitentiary because of a toxic woman told them to fuck somebody up. It's like,
exactly.
Like, dude was talking shit about me, and then he goes and fucks the guy up, and like, you either said in the pen or in the ground because of that.
Somebody is roasting, you roast back. You do a roast us, you roast people back.
Yeah, Will Smith.
You roast. Like I say, you roast the hell out of him with that tight ass suit on. You roast the hell out of you roast. With them flared pants on, you roast. That's what you do. You roast.
We could have made a joke, like it was better than Pootie Tang too. Because like you could have said something. Back.
You roast the hell, better than Head of State.
I'm not. Nobody's checking to see CB5, my dude. It's like you could have went back and like fuck shit back.
Here's a good one. Better than Grown-Ups 2. Ooh. Like you roast back. Roast it like roast. Chris Rock has made some stinkers. He's made some stinkers. He has.
Pootie Tang be at the top of them. Top of 10, top of tie.
People like that movie. I watched. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, it sucked.
What?
Which I believe I was written. I think Louis C.K. wrote that movie, didn't he? Which makes a lot of why it sucks so bad. I want to say Louis wrote that, which makes a lot of sense why it was so bad.
But here's why I say after borrow from our friend Jael. He was like, if anything, he said, Christian, I've got slapped for that G.I. Jane. He got slapped for this when he allowed Louis C.K. and Ricky Gervais to say the N-word. That's why he should have got slapped for that. Not for G.I. Jane. That joke was corny.
A lot of people, that's when they turned on Chris Rock, was like around that time.
That's when, okay, I get that. That's why you should have got slapped. Like, okay.
Those I don't know what we're talking about. It was like a panel of comedians. It was like Chris Rock, Seinfeld, Ricky, and Louis were like all in the panel together. They were talking about the N-word, like Louis said it, Ricky said it, Jerry's like, I'm not saying that shit.
Yeah. And Louis just said it so comfortably, and the way that Chris was like, he's the N-wordiest white person I've ever said. You know, like he
said that Louis could say it because he's black, and he'd say, yeah.
Because he's a real N-word. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Ricky Gervais was like, yeah, I thought him. And then Jerry Seinfeld.
I don't find the word funny. I'm not saying that. Yeah.
He said, I don't find the humor
in that room that day. Yeah.
And the richest one too. Yep. What'd that say? Jerry said, I don't see the humor. I've never seen the humor of it, and I would never say the word. That's what he drew the line clearly. I will never say that word.
Like I have a black friend bait. Because like that's the bait he could have took. Yeah, well, Chris said it was okay. Like Jerry's like, I don't give a fuck what Chris said. I'm not saying shit.
Jerry said I ain't saying it. Meanwhile, Jerry Seinfeld worth $950 million. He's almost a billionaire. Meanwhile, Jerry Seinfeld got that billionaire money. The smartest one in the room. He was the smartest one.
For all intents and purposes, Louis C.K. is fucking canceled for the most part.
Yeah, he's canceled because he was a creep.
Because he like was jerking off in a pot or whatever, a plant.
It was just really
off in a potted plant or something. Like Louis, Jerry.
They got him the hell out of there. They got him the hell out of there. He was the voice of Max on The Secret Life of Pets. By the time The Secret Life of Pets 2 came out, no Louis C.K. They was like,
get him the fuck out of here.
They got him the fuck out of there, basically. I was like, oh, no Louis C.K. in this version. Okay. The Secret Life of Pets 2.
And nobody missed it. Get him.
Because that was a big movie. It was, but I was gonna say he jagged it, but I mean, is that pun? You know, he did. He jagged it. So, hey, you know. But that's why.
And what's really like, there's a lot of mostly women out here saying that Chris Rock deserved the slap, and like, yeah.
And mostly women saying if my man ain't fighting, so your man's gonna end up either getting arrested or end up getting shot for that. Will Smith, like that's what's gonna happen.
What was defending his woman is like, which I disagree. Like I said, defending if Chris had put hands on your woman, that's one thing, but like making a bad joke is like,
yeah, because the joke was corny. It was a corny joke. It was corny.
It was a bad joke, but it was a joke nonetheless. You don't put hands on somebody over saying shit. Yeah.
And like I said, and I guess like I said, because like I said, I also preface it with this because Jada has discussed her alopecia on the Red Table Talk.
To be honest, like most people, including myself and Chris Rock, did not know that.
Yeah, because she's discussed that, like I said, on Red Table Talk. Because like I said, I watched it and I saw what she said. The hair scarves that I wear, they're not just for fashion, because a lot of women do wear head scarves. A lot of women do that. And she was like, it's not just for fashion. She was like, I'm losing my hair. And that's what she was dealing with at first. But then she said, fuck it. Bald is beautiful, because I've seen some like
her girlfriend's co-star Tiffany Haddish shaved her head. So like
I think Jada
that probably inspired her to do that. She said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna shave my shit."
In all seriousness, like Jada is a beautiful woman. Like I think that like I said, she rocks the ball. Like I mean, she looks good with it. She got a nice shaped head. I said she got a nice shaped head and everything. Like she looks nice.
She's all right.
She does. She does. She looks nice with it. So she can rock any hairstyle.
What I'm making, like, I'm not about to give Jada Pinkett a compliment.
I know what you're saying, but I mean, I'm just saying that just calling a spade. Like everybody, like she can rock any hairstyle, so it doesn't matter like what she has on her head. It doesn't. But I mean, but it does have to take you to get to the point where you are comfortable in that, because I do know several women who suffer from alopecia, and You know, it's like, it is a sense of, you have to own that. You have to be able, like,
we have a cousin that did that.
You have a cousin who has alopecia,
her hair because of alopecia and shaved.
Mm-hmm.
We got a cousin.
Yeah, but a lot of women aren't comfortable at first. Like, you know, they'll wear their wigs first because they're just not comfortable taking it off and fully embracing it. But once you get to that point, this is me.
But especially more women, and especially Black women, like, are defined by their hair. Chris Rock even made a movie.
Yeah, a whole movie, Good Hair.
Because of he got daughters over there. He made
his daughter asked him, "Daddy, why don't I have good hair?" Mm-hmm. And his daughter was maybe around my daughter's age at the time when she asked him that. So it's heartbreaking when you hear your young child like ask you a question like that. It's like,
ask you about a good and bad hair joke, like they had a scene of some school days and shit.
Right. But I mean, but like Black women, we are really protective of our hair. We are really like,
which is why it's that's a bold statement, or like when a Black woman shaves her head like that, it's like, because like Black women are really defined by their hair for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm. They did a movie on Netflix with Sanaa Lathan when she shaved her hair, Nappily Ever After.
I remember that movie.
That was good. Like, I watched it, I was like, yeah, because it is something about when you cut off your hair. Like, I've never shaved my hair, but I've cut my hair short. I've cut my hair short like this. And like, people, when they saw that I could grow my hair long, it's like, why would you ever cut your hair to begin with? Why would you cut your hair off? It's like,
I think Tiffany Haddish just did it just because.
I don't think
it was a particular reason. She just said, I've never shaved my head. I think this.
I've never felt my scalp, and she said, I want to feel my scalp.
But she just did it because, like I said, Jada's Girls Trip co-star. Yeah, she and that might have inspired Jada. It's like, well, if Tiffany's brave enough to do it, I can do it. That probably was something.
That's where I stand with that. Like, you know, like at the time, like, and here's the other thing that people keep on trying to be like, well, like I saw people try to talk about like, well, thinking that Will is supposed to like live up to European standards, that he's supposed to be safe Black man. And this, okay. I never mentioned race. People was like, if it was two white comedians to do it, you wouldn't say that this is embarrassing the Black race, because I can't admit this for whatever reason, when Black people, when we do stuff sometimes that isn't such great behavior, we do tend to be like, you making us all look bad. Like we tend to do that as Black people. A lot of us tend to do that. But
I didn't hear race brought up by anybody except the race hustlers. Like,
but my thing that I said,
like, either that's stupid or I agree with him. Like, yeah, like that's what regular folks see. Like, only the race hustlers brought race into this shit.
My thing that I said from the beginning, that I said, these are both 50-plus-year-old men. Will is 53, Chris is 57, I think. I'm like, these are very grown men. Like 50-plus-year-old men shouldn't be out there duking it out. Like, that's just how I feel. Like, you're 50, you're grown as fuck. You shouldn't be out there. You can't fist fight. Like, you can't be out there fighting at 50. You can't do that. That's, you too old for that. Like Danny Glover, you too old for that shit. You way too old for that. You got to do stuff another way. But my thing is, I'm not actually upset that, like, I mean, at the time, it was a heated moment. You know, his chick looked at him like, what you going to do? You going to let him pluck me like that? Okay, I got to get up there and defend my lady.
In mind, Will Smith something back to Chris Rock, because like something else I disagree with when everybody is saying that he Will Smith should have took him aside backstage.
No.
Well, you call me out publicly, I call you out publicly.
That's after the fact. You can't.
I have no problem with him calling him out in public, because
you could call him out and then.
I'm like that. You say something smart to me in public, I'm not gonna take you aside and like have a conversation. I'm gonna say something back. I'm not gonna hit you.
Say something back. Say something back, and then off the record, then like away from
maybe we had a conversation after his.
That was real fucked up what you did.
Yeah, I don't have
off the record. That was real fucked up.
Something back is like, because like you made the G.I. Jane joke publicly. Like he could say something. But he said you could have made a
exactly
about Chris Rock's work. He's like, yeah, because Pootie saying was so great, motherfucker, like something like that. You could have you could have made a bad joke about him. He said, based on
yeah, exactly. And that would have got that. Oh, the audience went because it's a roast session now. Now it's a roast session.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was a G.I. Jane joke wasn't funny, and then it was just like a corny joke or whatever. But the Chris Rock saying that his movie sucked, that's actually a dig. Saying that your movie sucked, that's actually a real dig.
Because that's an actual shot, because G.I. Jane, Jada Pinkett Smith was not in G.I. Jane. Pootie saying actually.
It's not G.I. Jane. And the movie, And the movie G.I. Jane was about female empowerment because Demi Moore is playing the first female show. It was an uplifting movie. It was uplifting. Mm. So it wasn't like it was like an insult. Like it wasn't like it was like a, you know what I mean? Like was saying that his movie sucked. That would be a real insult. Say like, yeah,
that's the kind of shit I do. Like I take personal shots. I say, if you make a joke about me, my joke tends to be more personal. That's just how I am. Well, my joke is not really a joke. It's just me being an asshole saying your movie sucked. It's like, yeah, it's not really a joke. I'm just saying it's just me being an asshole. That's all. Yeah.
But I will say that, like I mean, like him slapping him, okay, because in the moment, like I said, like I'm not saying that
was dumb, yeah.
And even me saying about the slapping thing, it's like, okay, if you slap somebody, like not saying that you can't, because people say, well, he's not supposed to react and stuff. No, he can react, but also with everything, like with Chris, words have consequences and knee-jerk reactions have consequences. Both answers can be true at the same time. Like, yes, you can react how you want to. Some people are hotheads. Like if you say hi to them, what you mean hi, motherfucker? You know, some people are just hotheads.
And on the flip side, and I will say that even though Will Smith was, I say he was wrong for like smacking.
Yeah, I say he was wrong. He went too far. He went too far with it.
Wrong. Yeah, like that was.
Yeah, he went too far.
What I will say is a lot of comedians do feel they have a right to like do it and say whatever.
Entitled.
And hide behind.
That's entitlement.
Hide behind the joke. It's like, it's like you
can joke.
Most ratchet, vile, mean, whatever, mean spirited. Then
lighten up.
Somebody gets mad, like, dude, it was just a joke. Whoa,
lighten up.
I'm a comedian. You know, I am a comedian, right? I know a lot of comedians. We both know a lot of comics.
We both know a lot of comedians.
More than you, but like we both know comics. It's like, yeah. Mm-hmm. And they'd be like, whoa, it's lighten up. It's a joke. I'm a comedian. Calm the fuck down. It's like, but
after you get paid in a corner.
Yeah, that shit was like mean spirited. Like sure, you're a comedian, but like that shit wasn't a joke. What you just said, right?
Yeah, it was mean.
You're really trying to cut deep to my soul and shit. Yeah, so like Chris wasn't there. He made a
yeah. It wasn't Emily. Yeah, it was a corny joke.
Chris did that, but yeah. But comedians do that shit. Like,
some comedians do that.
They'll say fucked up shit and then try to hide behind it being a joke.
And here's the thing, like I said, Will, in that moment, Will felt that was the best way he could do to protect her. That's what he felt like. He felt in that moment because he acted with this. He acted with the knee jerk. He did that and didn't really think that through. So then once everything settled down, because they was like after he won, because he won his Oscar, he did win the Oscar. And then afterwards at the after party, they was like, he was getting jiggy with, because he was like, nah. He was getting jiggy with at the after party. At the Vanity Fair after party, it was like he seemed unbothered. But then the next day, when all the dust settled, he did an official statement that
in the moment he didn't realize how like you didn't realize how bad that shit was. Like
how fucked up it was. Yeah,
the whole world was talking. It was Will Smith was Kanye West and shit. After pretty much the whole world was talking about that shit. Yeah. And like when you in there, like, Will Smith, he's in the ceremony, and like most of these celebrities, and like most people in general, like when you did in there, like. He wasn't on his phone. He wasn't on his phone. We're like, you see all the alerts, like everybody talking about you. Now you in the room, like you in the moment. And then when he got afterwards, when he got to look at his phone, so all the alerts and shit, yeah, like all the mentions of his name, like at Will Smith, like like it's probably like 4 million mentions or something like that. It's like you saw that shit. And like
that's my thing. Once he realized that, hey, I went too far, then he apologized. Like I said, him having the reaction, because sometimes we all have something, we all have that trigger on us. We all have that trigger point where we can blow up and overreact. But in that moment, afterwards, we can look back and say, hey, I apologize. I did too much. Yeah. And that's just, like I said, that was acceptable, I feel.
To like Breakfast Club years ago, DJ Envy almost had a Will Smith moment when the Jesus and Mero episode. They made a joke about his wife once again.
About his wife, yeah.
It's just always been called include wives for some reason. Like these moments, like wives always like, yeah, but hopefully Marcus never does no shit like that. But yeah, it's all his wives. Like, yeah, because they made a joke about Envy's wife being with him because he had money. Which what a lot of people don't know, like Envy was with his wife way before he had money when he was broke. Yeah. And so like his wife probably said something like, yeah, like just like Jay said, yeah, you gonna let him talk shit about me like that? I was like that. Yeah. And then like when they were on Breakfast Club a little bit after that, he just went off and but what Envy, the difference is like Envy, like he had his words with me and he got up and left, walked out of the interview. He didn't put hands on him. That's the big difference. Because he knew that it was about to go there. Envy was just smart to like walk it off. Yeah. Because like you could feel like if I stayed in the room, he said I might have like hit one of them dudes or both of them. Right. So he just got up, like after he said what he said, he just got up and walked out in the middle.
He basically cussed him out and left, basically.
Like, y'all are clowns and all of that. And then he like got up and left in the middle of the interview. And then like it could have turned into that, but then now he looks back because like him and Desus and Mero like cool again. He was like, yeah, I was in that moment, yeah, I was wrong. Like,
yeah, and like that's maturity. You can admit that, hey, in that moment, I'm human. And no one's telling you not to be human. We're emotional creatures. Humans are very emotional. We're not robots. Things trigger us. Even people who claim to be the thick-skinned people, and I can take a joke and nothing bothers me, I'm unbothered. Everybody has something that sets them off. Mm-hmm. Everybody is bothered by something. Mm-hmm. Everybody is. My thing that I just worry about now is now that you've opened up that Pandora's box, now it's like, are people going to start trying to say stuff to trigger you, Will, because you worth that $350 million and now people are trying to get a payday? That's just my thing.
And on the other side, which like I said,
that's my thing. Yeah.
Like I said a few minutes ago, I know a lot of comics, and now comics are worried about that. Has Will Smith given the green light for like spectators to attack comedians about jokes? It's like, because like they say Will Smith did it, is like people there like so.
Which I go back to, if you ain't in that tax bracket, it's not going to work for you. Like I said, nothing's going to happen.
If somebody's doing a joke at Riddles, like at one of the comics we know, is like, yeah, I ain't worried about somebody running up there and attacking them and shit. Yeah,
right. Because like, it's not going to apply. This is not going to apply.
Comedy clubs are like basically you about to laugh. It's like a lot of the comedy clubs are like the size of like your living room, like that.
My living room, yeah, they're like the size of my living room.
Somebody could get to you quick. It's like it's not like you're gonna have like even if you have security, it's like
it might be like 50.
You're real close at these comedy clubs.
It's like 50 chairs, 50, 75 chairs in there.
And like the chair in the first row is like right on top of the stage, pretty much. Like this,
right, that's where it is.
You in the stage is like, so if somebody wants to get you at one of these clubs, they can get you. It's like, so a lot of comics are worried about that. Has Will Smith given the green light for like motherfuckers to run up and attack comics if they don't like that they said about them? Yeah.
Well, somebody who responded who's not for the shits, Tony Rock.
Yeah,
Chris' brother. Did you see his video?
I did see Tony, but you explained it, and I have another comedian that said what he said.
Tony Rock said basically, because like he did a show in Raleigh, North Carolina, so it was like right after I said, because obviously he's a comedian, so like this show was like playing well in advance before this Oscars incident, because he's doing like his stuff. I think he's with some more. I think that's who he's on. He's on tour with. I think he's with some more. So like I saw the clip of him, and you know what song he came out to on the clip? I won't deny it. I'm a straight rider. You don't want to fuck with me. That's what he came out to Tupac.
Okay.
And he said, I'm setting some ground rules now. He was like, we on Pac for the rest of the year. We on Pac. He was like, this ain't the motherfucking Oscars. If you come up here, he said, the only thing you're going to hit is these motherfucking hands. That's the only thing you're going to be nominated for is these motherfucking hands. You come up here on me, you're going to catch these hands. And he's like, I'm laying these ground rules. And he was like, you just smacked. And he addressed it real quickly. He said, you just smacked my brother? Really? And he was like, oh, but best believe me. He was like, it ain't over. He was like, because he was like,
you said he basically said, like, I don't accept your apologies, but Tony.
He said, I don't
know if Chris has accepted it because Chris hasn't said anything.
Mm-hmm. Tony said, I don't care if I never work in television or film again. I don't care. I have nothing to lose. I don't care if I ever work on TV again. And then he said, and he prefaced it with this. He said, people don't realize it's 10 of us. He said, it's 10 Rock brothers. They don't realize it's 10 of us. Mm-hmm. It ain't just me. It's a lot of us. It's a lot of us out there. I was like, whoa. So he was like, hey, he said like he wants smoke. Like he ain't going for it. He's like, I got 10 brothers. I didn't realize it was that many of them. I was like, damn, that's a whole football team of them. So Like when the Morris brothers was trying to get the smoke with the Jokic brothers, and the Jokic brothers said, "You don't want this smoke."
Yeah, all right, we'll see you in Miami.
They laughed at Serbian. They laughed at Serbian right there. They was like, "You don't want this smoke."
We got our team. They were like ready. Everyone won't come to that next Nuggets game. That Nuggets.
Yeah, the Jokic brothers was like, "Yeah, okay, we want this smoke."
Yeah, we there.
And the Morris twins was like, "Hey, they was out there after that."
And then it ended after that. But once again, like
abruptly,
but like you won't. So these cats in places like that, a lot of these foreign countries, but like you don't want that. Come on.
No, you don't want that. Well, they've been seeing war since they were like Khalil's age. And,
war and shit, basically.
Yeah. You don't want that.
Morris twins.
Leave it alone.
Yeah, we good.
Leave it alone.
And once again, the Jokic brothers aren't celebrities, so they got nothing to lose. We ain't got to worry about them getting suspended for life from the NBA. Like, we don't care. Like, y'all got to worry about that. We don't care. We got nothing to lose.
But Tony Rock laid it out there. So he basically said, if you want to come on stage and get to him, he said, you want to catch hands. Tony said, you catch hands. He don't care. He's like, I ain't my brother. I ain't got nothing to lose. I ain't my brother. So he was like, I don't care. I was like, okay. Like, yeesh. But I hope that it doesn't get like I hope it doesn't get ugly. I hope everything, because like it was a stupid thing. In that moment, Will Smith lost his cool. Will Smith, usually who's cool, mild-mannered, he got jiggy with. Will Smith is welcome to Miami. Will Smith is he's Will Smith, he's a Fresh Prince. So he lost his cool. He lost his cool in a moment. He showed he was human. He lost his cool, mainly because he's been a meme for the last 2 years. After entanglement, he became a damn meme, and he's been a meme for 2 years.
Which is why.
That's what it boiled down to. He's been a meme for 2 years.
He should have divorced his wife years ago.
He's sick of the jokes. He's sick of being a meme. Everybody can't handle being a meme. Like, Jordan leans into his meme. Jordan like, yeah, okay, y'all laughing at me crying.
A crying Jordan got shit on entanglement.
Yeah, that's Jada, that part. Apart from Jada, that part. Yeah. Some people lean into their memes.
Another comedian that has some strong words to say was Mr. Jim Carrey.
I saw his.
Got in on this. He said that what he was most disgusted at the way the crowd at the Oscars just basically ignored what the fuck they just witnessed. Because like at the end of the night when Will Smith got his Oscar for King Richard, he's talking about the standing ovation. He's like, y'all just see this motherfucker assault somebody. Like, why are you like celebrating this dude? He's like, because the way like they were just like, like just applauding. Like, I probably wouldn't have stood up after that. I'm like, fuck Will Smith.
Yeah.
Like, I'm happy you won, but like, yeah, he's a clown. I'm not celebrating that. I don't know. Like, that's what I would have been. I'd have said I wouldn't have stood up at that shit. It's like,
happy you won, but yeesh.
Yeah. Yeesh. He said that.
But his Oscar's not going to get rescinded. People say they should rescind. Like, why would his Oscar get rescinded?
No, we're going to
some people say it should get rescinded. It should not get rescinded. It should not.
If you're going to rescind this Oscar, it's going to be a lot of shit you're going to have to rescind. It's like,
rescind, like I said, rescind Harvey Weinstein shit then. Rescind all his shit,
Yeah, rescind R. Kelly's Grammys. It's like, it's a lot of shit.
There you go. Let's just open up Pandora's box.
Rescind
Bill Cosby's Emmys.
Rescind OJ's Heisman Trophy. It's like, it's a lot.
There you go. Like this.
If we go down that rabbit hole, like, yeah, it'll never end. It's like, yeah. Said Weinstein, like you got to take his Oscars away. Yeah. Said all of that shit. Yeah.
Jerry Lee Lewis, because he married his 13-year-old cousin. It's like, you gotta break it down. Like, if you're going to open that Pandora's box.
But he won't be. Yeah. But he did resign from the Academy. He did do that. Yeah.
Oh, that was real? Okay, because I didn't know if that was like an April Fool's thing, because, I just, anything that was like posted on that Friday, I was like, I'm not trusting.
First, you kind of questioned it, yeah.
Yeah, anything posted on the first, I was like, because people was posting like, I hate the pregnancy posts. Mm-hmm. Don't announce your pregnancy on April Fool's. I hate when people do that.
Oh, and the funny shit I forgot to mention before I wrap up this Jim Carrey quote is for all the people in the cheap seats, like we mentioned the race thing earlier, is like if I bet you wouldn't have done that to a white comedian, like. It is a good reason why he wouldn't have done it to a white comedian. It was dumb. Jim Carrey said that he'd sue Will for $200 million after that. So Chris Rock is not even going to press charges. So that's why he wouldn't do it to a white comedian. White folks don't care about that shit. They like, this is business. It's like Jim Carrey said, I would have sued him for $200 million right now. Yeah.
It's on camera. He said they have it on camera, so it's not like it didn't happen. We have a whole video. It's a video of it.
So for those of y'all saying he wouldn't have done it, it's a good reason. Like if that's the case, it's a good reason why it wouldn't happen because of that.
Why people want to try to hit you in that pocket.
That part, as they say, that part.
But I'm just like, but nothing's going to transpire. So Chris isn't pressing charges. He's not going to sue Will. They probably are going to do a Red Table Talk in the next 2 to 3 weeks, I imagine.
Yeah, you're going to have to get me up on the details on that.
They're going to do the Red Table Talk. They're going to have a kumbaya moment. They're going to hug it out, and they're going to have a kumbaya moment. And that's what's going to happen.
I'm definitely not watching, so you fill me in on
that. But like I said, if you're not in that tax bracket, don't try this shit at home because you will get fucked up. Don't try it at home. Just letting y'all know that.
What a mess.
Sorry, not sorry.
And I forgot. Go ahead. I forgot what I was about to go with that. I lost my train.
I might just stop with. I just hope that this is over with, and let's stop dissecting and making it be. Like I said, Will just got tired of like the memes. He got tired of being the butt of jokes, and that slap. Like I said, it wasn't necessarily because what Chris said wasn't that bad. Like I said, yes, he did make fun of her alopecia unknowingly, from what I view. So I mean, it wasn't like it was the worst, like the most malicious. It wasn't like it was like a malicious joke or it was a corny joke. I keep on going back. It was corny as fuck. The joke was corny. It wasn't even funny. It was corny.
It was a joke.
It was corny.
Yeah. And the reason why that assault happened, like we said, is because Jada made that stupid face she made, and that's it. You're gonna let him talk. What you gonna do? Yeah, you gonna let him you think that shit is funny?
You think that's funny? Now, as men know, like I said, whenever your wife gives you this look, like, oh shit, I'm in the doghouse. Every husband, no husband wants to be in the doghouse, even though they got like they got like 200 acres and whatever. They got a big ass house still. So
he definitely accomplished his goal. If he wanted his goal to be about to people not talk about Jada's bald head, he definitely accomplished that goal. So all anybody is talking.
We won't be sleeping on any couches. Like let's just say it like that. They have like a different thing.
That's the goal he was going for the slap. Okay, like nobody's going to even remember the G.I. Jane.
No one's going to even remember it. And congratulations to Questlove because his
speech got overshadowed. I felt the most sorry for was Questlove because the Oscar that Chris was presented was Best Documentary Film, which Questlove won.
Questlove won,
but
rightfully, like he won that. Yeah, he won that shit. So
can you tell me what Questlove said in his speech because I can't. And I had to on that whole time, and I can't tell you one thing he said in his speech because after that, because like my first reaction was like, was that shit real between Will Smith and Chris?
I know he mentioned his father. That's about because like I know he got really emotional when he started talking about his father. He started crying. Questlove.
I didn't realize Questlove had won until I looked up and then oh shit, Quest won. And he was wrapping up by the time I realized he won. I was like, see this stupid Will Smith, Chris Rock stuff. I miss Questlove. I was like, yeah, that pissed me off. You know me, like we come from the hip hop generation, which is why for all these years I've been rooting for Will Smith to get the Oscar. I was like, don't want to see like a rapper win the best actor. That's why every time he was nominated, I would root for him to win. And the year he won, it's like, I'm like, fuck that guy. It's like, but yeah, when Quest won, like I rooted for him to win.
Kobe won a couple years ago, and we was like,
I guess you could put Kobe in the hip hop fucking category.
Because he did a rap. He did, he rapped.
Kobe did have a rap album. I forgot. That song sucked. The song
he rapped, Mamba out.
Yeah, the song.
But we were happy to see Kobe win because Kobe, like he said, and then they told me to shut up and dribble. So we were like, yeah. So we were happy to see, when we see us win, we happy. When we see us.
Latifah got nominated. I was rooting for her years. Like always, when the 3 6 Mafia won for Hard Out Here for a Pimp. Like
Hard Out Here for a Pimp.
For them, like always root for the hip hop. Yeah, because I grew up in the hip hop generation.
Hell, Eminem won an Oscar for Lose Yourself. He won.
He didn't even show up his year. Yeah.
He didn't think he said he didn't think he was going to win. That's why he was like, I'm not going to even go. He's like, I'm not going to win. And he won.
This shit, motherfucker. Yeah.
Because he didn't think he was like, I'm not going to win. So why would I go? Yeah. But he won. Yep.
Stupid.
And Billie Eilish said it was the happiest because of Beyonce.
Billie Eilish fucked out because Nobody even remembers that Billie Eilish beat out Beyonce.
People forgot that Beyonce was.
Beehive solely missed that because, like, without that Chris Rock, Will Smith situation, they would have been lighting up Billie Eilish. They should have
won. They would have been looking like May May's mother in Turning Red.
Kanye at the
Beyonce should have won. They would have been looking like that.
I'm gonna let you finish, but Beyonce had one of the greatest soundtrack songs of all time. Like they would have Kanye that shit.
When I started Encanto one, and then Ariana ran from the back of the house to hear because that's what they said. We don't talk about Bruno. Ariana ran from the back of the house, and she was like, "I'm like, go to bed. It's such a bedtime." So they singing "We Don't Talk About Bruno" and she ran to the house.
I still don't get to this day why didn't Bruno Mars record that song? It's perfect.
Bruno,
he's popular right now, and his name is Bruno. It's like he'd have been perfect to do that fucking Encanto song.
But John Leguizamo was a great Bruno. Like I love John Leguizamo. I love him. Like he's a great
for the soundtrack. Bruno Mars should have done the song. No, I mean. How can you not? For Encanto 2, they gotta get Bruno Mars in. Because you know it's gonna be a part 2. Because from what I hear, like it's not just Ariana. Like it's a lot of kids like her age that are obsessed with that Encanto.
We watched Encanto. Ariana has watched Encanto at least 6 or 7 times. Like she got the little Encanto figurines. I'm gonna play Encanto. Like Disney know what they be doing. Disney and Pixar know what they be doing.
Encanto to them was like the Itchy and Scratchy movie on The Simpsons. So like, yeah,
it was
3 times. I've seen it 6 times, and Bart didn't see it. Like, the other kids are seeing it over and over. You really must. Anybody who saw the movie wouldn't say that. Come on, let's get him back.
That Bruno song. Yeah. If you want a point of reference. That Bruno song is basically the Let It Go of this year. The Let It Go, Let It Go. It's basically what that was, what Frozen was in 2013, I think. 2012, 13, whenever Frozen came out. Basically, that's what that Encanto song is. It's basically Let It Go for today. It's everywhere, and your kids are going to be singing it all day. You just got to, okay, this is like the 100th time I heard this song. Okay. So there it is with the whole Oscar spiel. What happened?
Also, that I think we can end with the fucking Oscar. We got a whole episode, unless you got some quick ones.
I got some rapid fires. Coach K is out. Final 4.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about it.
They lost.
North Carolina with the spoiler. Yeah, they spoiled.
North Carolina, come on and raise up. They raised up.
Ended the dream. Yeah. They beat Duke in the Final 4 on Saturday, yeah. And I was looking at part of the game. I didn't see the final score, but I saw most of the first half and part of the second. I was out of the party.
Giordano's and they had on the in the background.
It was on the party I was at, but then
we were at Giordano's.
Leave after so I saw part. And you knew me, I don't watch the NCAA anyway, so yeah. So if I'm watching, that means somebody else was watching. It was on.
Somebody. But Marcus was looking. Marcus was like,
all the TVs at the party I was at. Basically, they had it on every TV there.
Mm-hmm. Marcus was like, "Yeah, Coach K." He's like, "They lost." Because when we were leaving Giordano's, I think that's when he was like, "Yep, they just lost." I was like, "Oh." He's like, "Yep."
I thought the fix was in. They would have that storybook ending where like Duke wins the national championship for 2020.
And they freeze frame.
With Coach K up on his shoulders. We did it! Freeze frame. And play doom.
And the credits roll. Coach K retired in Florida and is now living out. You know, they give like the epilogue. And they like name like what each player is doing.
Let's do our freeze
frame over that NBA.
Shit. Hey, let's do our freeze frame over that shit then, since we always do a freeze frame. All right, here we go.
Freeze frame. Yes.
That's the one.
With Chariots of Fire playing in the background.
Yeah, that's how I was going. I thought that was how I was going to end, but then North Carolina was like, no.
They raised up. They took their shirt off, twisted around, spin like a helicopter. That's what they did.
How appropriate that Because they rivals been rivals forever. How appropriate.
Yeah, forever.
Carolina was the one who ended.
They're the Hatfields and the McCoys, basically.
Yeah, how appropriate that North Carolina ended Duke's run. Yeah, the Coach K's run.
Yeah.
It's appropriate. At least it wasn't some random team. So, like, yeah, you want
some randos.
Anybody had to end it. It was like North Carolina was the perfect team to end the run of Coach.
I mean, Coach K, you had a hell of a career. You did 40 years in NCAA? 40?
Yeah. He had his opportunity to make the jump, but he's like I'm a legend at Duke. I'm not leaving. Because I remember he had an opportunity to coach the Lakers years ago, like after Phil Jackson retired. Like, the Lakers reached out, and Coach K probably thought about that, like fucking Lakers legacy, like, one of, if not the greatest NBA franchise. He thought about it. He said, "Nah, I'm gonna stay at Duke." But he definitely thought about it. I remember when that was the thing, like Coach, like Duke, the Lakers reached out to Mike Krzyzewski, like they definitely reached out to him. Like he decided to.
He had a great career, 42 years. Your last year, you make it to the Final Four. Yeah, I mean that's.
Yeah, you made. Yeah, what a career.
You had a hell of a career. So hopefully, Coach K, like whatever he's going to do with his retirement, hopefully he'll enjoy his retirement.
Well deserved.
Yeah. I know a lot of people I know in my time, I was like, they don't like Coach K. So I was like, a lot.
That's why. A lot of people were happy about that victory from North Carolina. A lot of people don't like Duke. Yeah. So, yeah, and like the legacy that of the legacy of the Duke. Let's talk about some of that talent, that has come from Duke. Quite the legacy from Grant Hill. Brand. To Kyrie Irving.
Mike Dunleavy went there, right?
Dunleavy, yeah. Carlos.
Yeah, Boozer. Dunleavy Jr. Yeah. Carlos Boozer. Shane Battier.
Yeah. Like some of the greatest, like all these NBA legends.
All these guys are NBA. All of them.
Danny Ferriwell, fuck him. But Christian Laettner.
Christian Laettner.
So like the current guy, like Zion Williamson, it's a Duke product. The current, so
they were all there at like his final game of the season. Like they were all like, when they panned the crowd.
Yeah,
they were all in the building. They panned it. I was like, okay, there go Boozer, there go Grant Hill and Tamia. They panned it across. You could see all them in the building. So, yep. So now it's like now we getting somewhere. So Illinois been out, so I haven't cared since Illinois got eliminated. I ain't care no more after that.
So I haven't cared at all. But I am like, I'm glad I did see some of that last game because it was Coach K's last one. So
yeah,
I'm glad I saw like about half of that game. It was pretty cool.
And then Hall of Fame, like since we opened for basketball, Hall of Fame came back. So we got some of our guys here.
Yeah. Just a shout out Chi-Town, Tim Hardaway Senior. Hardaway Senior. Yeah, Tim Hardaway.
Yes, not Junior.
Chi-Town. Yeah, Junior's still in the middle of his.
Junior's still in the league, yeah.
Tim
and
Hardaway.
Then Manu Ginobili, well deserved. Manu, Hall of Fame.
One of I'll say the top 10 Euro guys of all time.
Yeah. Manu was
easily a top.
That first team. Manu, like when he switched and became sixth man. But I'm shooting like Ginobili.
I still say Manu's the greatest sixth man of all time.
I'm shooting like Ginobili. Wayne said it. Shooting like Ginobili. That's what he was talking about.
And like Manu Ginobili is the GOAT for six men.
Yeah. So well deserved. Happy for his flowers. Like it's always good to see when people finally get their recognition. Finally, it's like
dope. I think we can wrap it up.
Should have been in. But yeah.
Not another damn podcast.
Great episode.
Slap. This episode slaps. I might call it some shit like that. I don't know.
All right, do it.
Definitely appreciate the support and Not Another Damn Podcast. Want to support us further? You know what to do. Give us a good old like. Yeah. Subscribe, share, rate, review on all your platforms. Talk about Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, TLC Talk Radio. What up, Tasha?
Hey, Tasha.
YouTube and your Amazon Alexa devices. And you can follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well. You know how the hell to get at me.
And you can check me out at MSIMA626 on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Mm-hmm. Also, STR8GULLEY1 on Twitter, STR8GULLEY7 on Instagram. Mm-hmm. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page. Check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs. And for your video production needs, check out straightgullyproductions.com.
There it is, another episode in the books. And I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
We will talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm gone.